Good morning. Welcome to SP Streamer Live. I'm your host, Michael Simione. You follow me on Twitter at SP Streamer. I almost just forgot my handle for some reason. It's Thursday. Week is almost over. We're almost at July 4th weekend. Although if you live in New York like me, it doesn't look like the weather's going to be good because why would it, right? All right, so again, we're gonna go through the stream chart as always, and then we're gonna look into Martin Perez a little bit. I know everyone's probably rolling their eyes right now, but you'll see why. All right, let's just go on the stream chart first, real quick. Tony Gonsolin, he gets the Washington Nationals who are red hot right now. Trey Turner is going freaking wild. He just hit a cycle yesterday. He did jam his finger day to day. I'm sure he'll be fine. I can't see him not playing. Anyway, Tony Gonsolin against Washington. Really like his stuff. I think it's really good. I know Washington is on fire right now. But I still think his stuff can overcome them, and he should pitch at least decently well. Again, short slate today, not something I would suggest. Not a day I would suggest streaming. Let's just say that. Then you got Cueto going against Arizona. He's 31% owned. And then you got Dane Dunning and Merrill Kelly. I originally only had Dane Dunning just because of the breaking balls, how many whiffs he induces, all that kind of stuff. But Merrill Kelly kind of crept in there too for me. I think he's really good at home. The Giants aren't as good on the road. So I'm going to go with both because I can't decide. Either way, if you don't have to stream, don't do it. But I'm just going to ride with both here, and hopefully at least one of them pitches well. Otherwise, we're going to start off our month on a bad note, which, we don't want to see. And then moving on to tomorrow. So we have a couple of picks here. We got JT Brubaker going against the red hot Milwaukee Brewers. Brubaker has been pitching really well, though, especially at home. Especially with that high swing strike percentage. That's crazy. 15% swing strike rate in his last 3 starts. I feel like it's kind of stayed there for like almost a month now. Obviously, the slider's working really well. Just love what he brings to the table there. So he's going to be a shallow pick, as well as Logan Gilbert. I'm loving what Gilbert's doing. The 20.3K walk rate in his last 3 starts, 15.5% swing strike rate is ridiculous. It's not like Texas is really a major threat. So I do like Gilbert in this start at home. So those are 2 shallow picks. As for main pick, we're going with Zach Thompson. He gets Atlanta, and I was kind of deciding between him and I really like Smiley as well against the Mets. But, man, Zach Thompson has been unreal. In 3 starts, he has a 32.2K walk and a 15.7 swing strike percentage. And Atlanta swings and misses a ton. They get a lot of whiffs. So I feel like Thompson has even if he doesn't put up ridiculous ratios, I feel like the strikeouts can be easily like 7. So I think it just makes a ton of sense. If he's not out there and you want to go Smiley, I do like that a lot as well. As for a deep league pick, not a lot of options. We're going to go with Adrian Hauser again. It was really between him or like the rest of the group is horrendous. We're just going to roll Adrian Hauser just because it's Pitt, and we'll kind of see how that turns out. All right, we're going to do the third together. The third has a ton of streaming options. I feel like every day there's so many now because there's so many injuries. It just gets crazy. There's a lot of good options for this day on the third, though. So let's roll through it real quick. Kyle Muller, everyone's all in on him, loves him. I love him too. True whiff ability, swing and miss ability. I don't know, whatever the heck you want to call it. It all depends on his control and command, though, with him, because he can get those high walk rates. So we'll see what happens. But he gets Miami, so it's not a tough offense. Struggle really hard against lefties, strike out a lot against lefties. Muller could get a ton of strikeouts here. I really love this start. I'm going to go with an 8-0, which is pretty high for me. Cole Irvin against Boston. Irvin's been really good this season, too. Weirdly better on the road than at home. But Boston's a little tricky. But again, I like the skill set. I like the way he paints the corners often. I'm going to give him a 7 there. Ross Stripling against the Rays. Stripling has been really good as of late. Really been getting those strikeouts. The Rays aren't, I feel like they're hot and cold. They're hitting okay right now, but I still really like this a lot as well. I'm going to give this. I'm going to give him I want to give him an 8 as well. I'm going to give him an 8 as well. I think this day might be a little crazy. All right, Odorizzi now. Odorizzi gets Cleveland. Cleveland's been, pretty bad as always. They just had I forgot. Someone just shut them out yesterday. But anyway, Odorizzi's been really good. 3.26 ERA on the road so far this season. His last 3 starts at 27.1 K walk rate. Been pitching phenomenal. Basically up to his fastball usage, and it's really bringing some great results. I think this is a no-brainer. It's going to be an 8-0 as well. I don't think I've ever had a day where I had 3 8-0s, and I think one more is coming. All right, Adbert Alzolay going against Cincy. I do like Alzolay. I really like the slider. Love how he throws it a ton. Cincy's a tough offense, though. We'll see if he can rebound. So we're going to go with Alzolay. We're going to go with a 6-9. Yes, I am throwing 8s around like crazy for this day. Don't know why, but I guess I'm feeling it. This day has so many pitchers that I'm really liking what they're doing. So I think that's why I'm just kind of loving all these guys. Tyler Anderson against Milwaukee. Milwaukee's just on fire. Anderson's okay. He's pretty good at home. He's good to use in the right situation. I just don't think this is the right situation. So we're going to go 6-5 right there. Marco G against Texas. I actually like this one. Marco's been pitching better lately as well. Again, not really afraid of Texas. Marco Gonzalez also pitches better at home. So I do like this one also. I'm going to give this a 7. I'm going to give this a 7-1. All right, Patrick Sandoval. I love me some Patrick Sandoval. High swing strike rate, has pitched really well. This is at home, which is good. It's against the Orioles, who tend to struggle. I know they're typically better against lefties, but that has tanked in the past as well. They have struggled against them also. So I think the 110 WRC plus against lefties is a little misleading. They can strike out a lot. Screw it. Throwing an 8 up again. He's the other one I was thinking of. I'm going to have to – there's going to be a lot of picks for that day. Garrett Richards against Oakland. Man, he has been on record saying that he needs the sticky stuff, and he has been horrendous since he hasn't been able to touch it. I'm going to be a little aggressive here. I'm going to give him a 5-0 just because I feel like he can't touch him right now until he figures it out. J. Happ gets the Royals. I just don't trust Happ. It never works out for me. But, I mean, okay matchup, so I'll give that a 6-0. We'll bump him over Richards. Matt Moore going against the Padres. This looks like a disaster to me. I'll give that a 4-0. Paolo Espino. Has pitched okay, surprisingly, but he gets the Dodgers here. Not a big fan of the skill set. I'm going to go 6-0 here as well. Michael King. He's been okay. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of stretching him out a little more. He still tends to go under 5 innings, so that's going to be a problem. The Mets have been pretty bad. So we're going to roll with King. We're going to give him we'll give him a 6-4 here just because of the opponent. Hopefully the Mets start freaking hitting. Eric Lauer gets Pitt. Not a good offense. Eric Lauer has been pretty decent. I thought he was going to start having some strikeout potential, but apparently not. So we're stuck with the typical usual Eric Lauer. But against Pitt, pretty good matchup. I'm going to give him a 7-2, actually. Any other day, he'd be right there. Sammy Long against Arizona. I do like what Sammy Long brings to the table. Arizona can be pretty tough against lefties, especially when they're hitting at home. They're horrible on the road, though. So this could be a little bit of a tough go, but I'm going to give him a 7-0 just because I really like this stuff. Again, I really like how he changes velocity a ton. Wade LeBlanc at Colorado. You don't want this. I'm going to give him a 4. Kyle Freeland versus St. Louis at home. He did just dominate at home with 7 Ks. I started him in a weekly league. I thank God it paid off because even if he doesn't pitch well here, still worth it for that start alone. Thank you, Kyle Freeland. Thank you. But yeah, so I don't think this is as bad as maybe you'll think, but I'm gonna give him a 6.8. All right. Georgia Lopez against the Angels. You don't want to touch that. I mean, Lopez sometimes weirdly shows up, but and then we got Eli Morgan against Houston. Yeah, I'm not gonna go with that at all. I mean, he has a little bit potential, maybe. I'm gonna have to fix this lineage here now. So, okay. So to recap here, once I do this, let me merge this shit. Okay. Yeah. So looks like Mueller will be our deep option, our main and deep option. And then Odorizzi and Stripling will be shallow. This is a wild day. Watch this could be horrible as well. And we'll make Sandoval our main as well. So we got 4 pitchers on the day. Sometimes we just gotta go a little crazy, right? What's the third? It's a Saturday, why not, right? All right, so Mueller, Odorizzi, Stripling, Sandoval. For tomorrow, Brubaker, Gilbert, Thompson, Hauser, and wow, I've picked a lot of streamers lately. And then today, Gonsolin, Dunning, Kelly, just because I can't decide, but don't stream if you don't have to. And that doesn't. All right, so that's the sheet. Again, any questions, guys? Let me know. Let's kind of zoom out of this. All right, Martin Perez. I know everyone's probably wondering why the heck I want to talk about him. All right, so let's look at last night real quick. Last night threw his changeup a lot, 20% of the time, and then went with the cutter. I'm sorry, he threw the changeup 37% of the time, and then went the cutter 31%. So I thought it was a little interesting that he decided to throw the changeup a lot. Only 4 whiffs on it though, only a 22 CSW, so didn't really perform that great. Obviously, max exit velo on it was 107.7. So let's just look real quick at the Illustrator chart. So obviously try to keep those changeups down, left a little in the middle. So he goes changeups down and away against righties, cutters up and in. So it is kind of an interesting concept and good concept if you think about it because they're going opposite direction, right? So that's a little interesting that he decided to go changeup heavy there. Let's see. Did he let up a home run? He did. Wow. And that was a interesting spot to let up a home run, I have to say. Probably slightly unlucky. Only 104.2 mile an hour exit velocity. Wow. All right. Yeah, so it looks like those might be changeups on the outside. I don't know. I'd have to really look into that. But anyway, went to the changeup more. I do like where he was trying to go with the location. So I find it somewhat a little interesting. On the year, Perez is a 4.04 ERA, right? We all know what happened 2 games in a row. It got blew up by Houston Toronto, though. So it's not like it's these terrible offenses where he just blew up. And before that, he was cruising. And, I mean, look at his last 3 starts now. A 1.93 ERA with a 3.8 FIP, right? The ground ball rate has skyrocketed, right? And he hasn't really let up a lot of home runs. He only has let up 1 actually in the last 3 starts. So I found this a little interesting, wondering, okay, what is he doing? And again, you're going to see the changeup usage get bumped up. He lowered the fastball usage, lower the cutter usage, and now he's going changeup heavy. When he was successful before those blowups with Toronto and Houston, he was throwing the changeups in like the 30% range. I mean, the fastballs in the 30% range. And some of those starts, he wasn't really featuring the changeup. He was featuring the cutter more. So now he's going to the changeup. So I wanted to see kind of like what his changeup did so far this season. And it ain't too great. 141 WRC plus 371 WOBA, 188 ISO. The swing strike is a 15.6. O swing's pretty good. So a 50% ground ball rate. Yeah, so it's not that good. The question is, has it been better now these last 3 starts since he's went to it more? There's really not much of a difference there in velocity either. I don't know how real this is and how well it will work. I'd have to really go on to, you know what? Let's do it quick. Let's do this. All right. So his last starts were the 19th to the 3rd, 19th, 25th, and 3rd, 19th to the 30th. Let's go to Savant. Let's go to search. Let's go to pitchers. Perez. That was done with me. There's a lot of them. All right. There you go. Game dates. What did I say? It was the 15th, right? Oh, no, 19th to the 30th. Okay. And let's go to the changeup. Okay, so let's go to include stats. Let's see the WOBA on it. Let's see the ISO on it. So I wonder if since he's been throwing it more, if it's been better. It's okay. Let's just roll with all of it. Let's see slugging and let's see some xWOBA. The batting average is pretty atrocious, but you can't really look at that. The xWOBA was not much better than the WOBA, not much worse than the WOBA. I don't think I see enough here. Again, I think it's a little interesting that he's going that route now. We'll see how it really plays off for him, but I mean, in the 3 starts where he really threw the changeup, the ISO's okay. I don't really like to go by batting average, but that's still worrisome. The slugging's pretty bad. The WOBA's pretty bad. So I don't really think him going changeup heavy is technically the answer. I mean, clearly it's working right now. But I really wanted to kind of bring him up because I don't think he's an ad, but I think he's still viable as a streamer, I think, against the right teams. Because, again, he's got blown up just twice, and it's been against really tough offenses. I think the Arsenal is okay enough where he can get past the weaker ones. But, yeah, I mean, this is a little interesting. I just don't think, based off this, that, like, in those 3 starts, the changeup has been that good where everything, is falling into place. I know he's throwing the cutter, so maybe let's see if the cutter is really good with it. Not really either. Yeah, I don't think this pitch mix change is really working that well. So, I mean, that's another like good lesson too. Like just because a pitcher is making a pitch mix change doesn't mean that it's a better thing. Because I mean, look, so he's bumped the change up about 8%, but it's not really helping the cutter. The changeup hasn't been that great either. He's had good results, like I said, a 1.93 ERA, but maybe it's just the fact that he got to face Kansas City twice, so he knew what to expect. The Yankees, he only pitched 3.2 innings, so maybe that's a little fluky right there. So maybe it's a little fluky. But, again, it's just something that I see if he continues this. Do not add him. Again, this is just – I'm talking like streamer status here. Is he a viable streamer? So I think he is moving forward. We'll see how that plays out for him, though, rolling with the changeup more than all his other pitches. So, yeah, that's that. Again, I guess I'll reiterate. For today, Gonsolin, Dunning, Kelly, don't stream if you don't have to. Tomorrow, I do like Brubaker, Gilbert, Thompson a lot. Hauser's just a desperation throw. And then the next day, I have 4 streamers that I love. I gave them all 8s, which is pretty wild. I never do that. So that seems like a really good day to stream if you want to, just because there's a lot of pitchers I like facing a lot of offenses that aren't that good. Any questions, please let me know. Again, this is a live stream, so you guys are allowed to type whatever the heck you want and ask whatever the heck you want. I'm here to interact with you guys. But yeah, so that's all I really had for today. I'm thinking about actually moving the stream back in time a little bit. I'm thinking about maybe on the weekdays, I'm going to shift it to 8 a.m. instead of 7:30. And I'm going to see how that works out. So I think I'm going to start that next week, and we'll see how that kind of plays out. Maybe some more people could jump in because it'll be a little later, not too early, but we'll see what happens there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. You know where to follow me on Twitter at SPStreamer. We will be back tomorrow, and then we take the weekend off. We are working actually on, so Doug Ishikawa, my host, who you can follow on Twitter at Coach Anish, he is stepping down for the long podcast because of, family life, children. He just can't spend that much time away from his family. So he's going to be doing a shorter podcast every week where it's going to be in the mornings, which will be really cool, the way he's going to do it and everything. So that's going to be awesome for you guys to listen to as well. And we're bringing in a new host. I haven't exactly picked one yet. I do know someone I'm leaning towards, but we'll see what happens. And they will be with me. So likely on Tuesdays, or I don't know. We got to pick a day a week together, and we're going to do a live stream about 45 minutes to an hour every week. It'll be just me and that other person, or we'll also start bringing on some more guests too, just to make it a little more fun, All right, guys. So that does it. Again, thanks again. If you want to support us and our brand, you can join our membership on our website or subscribe to us now on Twitch. That'll help support us. I guess we don't have any subscribers yet. But if you don't want to subscribe though, at least follow us. That's pretty big too on here and on YouTube. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching. We will be back again tomorrow morning, 7:30 in the morning. And just be on the lookout for next week, where we're probably going to switch to 8 a.m.